All right, thank you for tuning in. I am Priscilla Mack, and I'm back with the Human Compass, my book here. Lately, we have gone over the front of the Human Compass, which was north, south, east. So now we're going to go through west, okay? So, the great and powerful West. What I love about West is that they never change. This is the most stable of them all going forward with physical, effective, instant results. West is your logic individual. They are solely logic. I refer to them as Spock. The Spock of your Star Trek voyage. There is no emotion here, only fact, mission, and execution. How do you identify this person? West has what I call a case of the I can't help it. And has been this way their entire lives. They live by structured rules and they never ever compromise. That being said, you can assure yourself that they will not bend their rules for you. This is the vice president of company you. They have your mission as a focus and not your feelings. Remember, this is what your East is for. So if you confuse the two, your feelings will be hurt. Remember in the last chapter about East, that's the person that loves you so you can spew out emotionally. This person is just about the target, all right? I have made the mistake of venting to West for consolidation only to receive a step-by-step plan to continue with my life. They won't cry with you and they have high expectations. The only way they will even fool with you outside of advice is if they have seen a non-risk to do so. Remember, West can't help being calculative and will apply this non-verbally even in the notion of working with you. They are very upfront and to the point honest people. If West decides to get in the fire with you, be grateful because you have passed 1,000 tests that they have observed at a distance before going through this process with you. To have a West is to be legit. They keep you focused when you wander off in la la land from listening to so many motivational speeches. They not per se poke your balloon, but they make sure you understand that we visit the mountaintop, but we live on ground. West will briefly celebrate every achievement that you make and execute before giving you another task and hill to climb with a straight face. They compartmentalize your ideas, give you a realistic way to approach them, and from there, it's your job to execute. They absolutely will not do it for you and make themselves clear about it. If you are a sensitive person like me, brace yourself for the break in this relationship because there will come a time when I guarantee that you will want to cut West off because of how direct they are. It's not that they are trying to be malicious at all or even rude, but the fact base can be difficult to handle and at times super strong. I have once vowed to never talk to my West again. They hurt my feelings so bad. I had shared a business plan with them that I thought to be so amazing. I had everything lined up and even thought I had answers to every possible opposition that they would give me, except the truth. I believed in my goal and plan, but they told me in all honesty how, why, and the experience they've encountered of others as to why it wouldn't work. They had much resource and I couldn't fight it. I felt like this person was against me and just didn't believe in me. Beware of these emotions because you can lose really good people on your team by thinking that folks are against you. Carefully consider their input. It doesn't have to be the final say, but it should have priority impact. If not, then you have a weak compass to begin with. You must surefire trust these folks more than your impulsiveness. As a good book says, to thine own self be true. When you come to a crossroads of whether you should take West's advice or muster up the courage to just do it anyway, open up your files of past experiences and examine how well that behavior has worked out for you. If the result is good, proceed with caution. If you find that you're famous for falling flat on your face, humble yourself, bite your tongue, and adhere to the value given with gratitude and grace. West will build your mental and emotional muscles. Once they are through with you, haters will be like little flies. The reason people crumble and break when they become popular and find out that everybody doesn't like them is because they never had a West to give them a bite for their own good. They think that everyone is going to accept their ideas and notions, and that's just not the way the real world works. West will prepare you for the way the real world is going to perceive and respond to you. So consider them a confidence course of life. There's nothing someone on the job can say about my work in criticism form that I have not experienced the emotional wave of behind the scenes with my West. No one can rip a behind like my West, so others are like child's play. That's how strong they will make you. I have worked with a woman who corrected me constantly. She was afraid that if higher up did so, that it would crush my spirit. Oh no, honey, I am a big girl. I can take a mighty blow, and I just thought, you have no idea how many times I've had my head chopped off and had to sew it back on because, West, they're very confrontational, very direct. Make no mistake that West loves you and even has respect and admiration for you, which is why they are willing to be a part of your team. But this is how their brain operates, okay? Focus, mission, complete, execute, time management, details. This is it. That's it, okay? Expect nothing else, and anything extra is a pure privilege. A lot of times, more than they should be, subordinates, if allowed to be a part of a superior's life, will become too comfortable with them and and behave as a peer when it's, they'll become too comfortable with them and behave as a peer when it's time for them to be working. And otherwise, sometimes you'll see someone who is a VP of a company or a president of a company, and they may favor or communicate a lot with what may be considered a subordinate or entry level. Well, sometimes an entry level or subordinate, if they're not mature enough, they'll start to behave as if they are their superior's peer on the job, talking to them like homegirl and homeboy. They don't know how to separate the two. So fear not, West will not have this out of you. They maintain the focus when it's focused and fun, if any, when it's fun. You will not be able to throw smoke screens or come up short on anything less than what you set out to do. West will call you out on it right away, locking eye to eye to you while doing so. And cut down any excuse giving with a haughty Tanianzo still. I love that from Kill Bill. So don't ever lie or try to avoid West because of how they are. Facing this confrontational personality head on will strengthen you. Okay? Why? Because West knows who they are. They have been themselves their entire lives, and folks who said they wanted advice from them have ran from them. West have very few friends, but to have someone who can stand their storm and face the flak that brings a great respect. They are your personal drill sergeant preparing you for battle to hit the target every time, and they want to see you win. After a few weeks of not speaking to my West, I apologized and mended the relationship. This made them aware of my peak, and even with an ambitious spirit, how humble I can be, which means my destination is important and rather urgent. It can be the most uncomfortable relationship of all, but I knew I needed their truth, and they were absolutely right. That business plan would have been the worst mistake of my life, and I would have wasted much valuable time pursuing it just to get to a certain place that had nothing to do with my purpose. Nothing. With a mind of a high order, I thought my plan would have been a clever way to gain instant income and my then version of success. However, when I listened to Wes and let go of the older version, new opportunities arrived. Now, the mending of our relationship wasn't for us to continue with an understanding that there is only so much that I can take. The mending was an understanding that I am now mature enough to take on this relationship come what may. You never want Wes to begin watering down things for you, or you will miss the fruit and treasure of having them in your life. Instead, You will have to put your big girl or boy drawers on and carry on. In other words, now I am brave and ready to continue on with the mission. You won't have to worry, you won't have any more emotional spasms out of me. A long apology was unnecessary because Wests are usually beyond the fluff and ready to just get back on course. If you haven't noticed by now that the writing in this particular chapter is repetitive but takes different angles, then do so. The reason, again, is because this personality is repetitive. You want a non-wavering person who cannot help but be this way. Unlike North, you will have nothing to offer West that they will accept anyway, because to them, it's not the focus of the relationship, and they'd rather just keep it to the point of your mission. Charm and compliments will be brushed off instantly after given. Nevertheless, still do so just because of who you are. In essence, you should hold West to the highest regard of your compass out of all directions. People often hold North to their highest regards. One day you will outgrow your current compass, but not West. You may get bigger than North, who is your mentor. You may become bigger than your mentor, and you may have to become at some point a confidant to East, as the relationship is of shared emotions, and we can't put too much on South because it's the spiritual pedestal. You don't want to do that to them. We're all human. Don't be surprised if North falls at some point in their lives, but West was never there to impress you, console you, or for you to emulate their lives. So this one has no reason to change whatsoever. So I hope you can identify the West that is in your life. Once again, that's somebody who is purely logic, okay? They may come off totally strong, but just listen to them and hear them out. You know, who is this person? They're the person who is honest and tells you the truth. They don't, give you any shortcuts or allow you to shortcut. All right, so it says you will need to reach out to them on a weekly basis with updates and prove that you want to build a relationship with them involving your new resolution of growth. Just start by sharing with them your actual intention. Don't ask for any help. They know when you need help, okay? And they're just a phone call away. To West, you will look like someone seeking a handout. Just keep up with them weekly, letting them know about what you're doing, what you're working on, and this will naturally begin advisory of them. They won't let you into their lives to give them advice, so don't think that this is about to be a trade of information. Once again, they will immediately divert the conversation back to your mission to keep you focused, because these people fix things on their own by reading books like this, all right? Wests are perfectly fine with giving to you without receiving anything at all in return. Their success is already manifested, so mainly just be humble, listen, and be ready to do the work. If West gives you an assignment and you do not complete it and return to them with an excuse, they will ignore you. They don't want to contaminate their life with your slacking. They will get back to you at a later time when you are ready to be serious, with risks figured out ahead of time, or at least identified. West will be your blessing, but they are not here to play games with you. So tuck your shirt in and pull your pants up with these ones, okay? So a lot of times when people build relationships, this is actually kind of a one-way relationship, all right? They just want the best for you. And sometimes people like to become a little bit under the radar with a person if they feel like their charm and their compliments of them or what they can do for them will balance out and have this person kind of cut them some slack. But that is why this person dismisses all that. You look beautiful today, Miss So-and-so. Great. So did you get your book done? How far are you on that? Great. Oh, how are you and the kids doing over there? Yeah, I'm trying to relate. They'll brush it off. We're doing fine. How is chapter 5 coming? And that's how they roll, okay? So they don't need anything from you, but, just be a good person. But West is strong. Like I said again, take some breaks. Take with them. Take a deep breath. But they are for you, all right? God bless you, and goodbye.